Hey, what's up guys? This is Ashley Kane with Combat Art Training here with my boyfriend, Andrew Smirsek. Today we have an awesome video for you. This is the third video of our women's series. And today we're going to talk about how women are often recommended revolvers to carry for home defense. Baby, why is a revolver not a good choice for any of that?
Well, let me tell you. All right. So, first, again, with everything, we just had a video on who to take advice from, which would be, training or people who actually do train and take classes, and also who not to take advice from, because they generally have a lot of myths that they're living by. Most information around revolvers are myths. People who own and carry revolvers, I promise you, do not really take classes with them. And if they do, that's like that one guy who does.
Yeah.
I
haven't seen a revolver in any class ever.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing. Don't bring revolvers to our classes. That's a waste of time. And I don't care. You can rent one of our guns for free.
Yeah.
But we don't do revolver classes.
You'll literally be given a different gun to use.
but here's why. Why I say all this is number one, it's garbage magazine capacity. For a revolver, it'd be cylinder capacity. Number two, terrible trigger press, and also number three, hammers are stupid. Number four, they don't just jam, they break. Let's start from the beginning real quick. If you read the book On Combat by Dave Grossman, they talk about the statistics of cops before and after force on force training. So force on force means paint marking rounds in a gun, you're shooting at each other, and you're actually getting hit with stuff. We just took the fight. That's a force on force class, scenario based. At tactical response, our most recommended class. Take that for sure. But if they don't take force on force training and are consistently winning scenarios, they will be missing 80% of the rounds they fire. If you met a cop, they get trained. They have to qualify, and they're put through scenarios, but they're missing 80% of the rounds they fire. Now, if you think you don't have that same training level as those officers, you're not going to be as good as them. But just think about this. Imagine you did, same level of training and everything. Again, train, qualify, and put through scenarios. And you miss 80% of the rounds that you fire. Mm-hmm. You have a 5-shot revolver. So that's one round that actually hits the thread.
Yeah.
Now, people will say some stupid shit like, oh, well, I only need one round, or, Yeah, and it's like, okay, the guy who says that, or like, you shouldn't need more than 2, or something like that, which I think you saw recently.
Yeah, I see it all the time.
Well, I would just ask that guy.
If you don't stop him in one round, you're probably not a good shot, so.
I would ask the guy, okay, so you only carry 1 shot in your gun? No, I'll bet you don't.
Yeah, right.
If you do, all right.
Let's say I had to shoot him. I had him right here. He's still gonna fight me.
Yeah.
He's not gonna stop over something right there. If anything, he's pissed off now.
Yeah. So you shoot me once. Is that gonna stop me? No. And more than half the time too, if you get attacked by someone, it's not just by him. It's by him and his buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would a criminal fight a fair fight against you? Why would anyone fight a fair fight? I don't want to fight a fair fight.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
And I don't know about you, but that's one of the most terrifying things to me is getting in a gunfight and running out of ammo.
Yeah.
And I carry a knife, but I'd much rather have my gun than a knife. Yeah. My gun working.
And there's ways you can reload revolvers and everything. But if you think about it like this too, they don't understand incapacitation versus lethality. So 1 round can kill you, right? A round through my heart will kill me. But when? Okay, because you can blow off my right leg, like happened to tons of dudes in Afghanistan and Iraq, right? They lose a leg, throw a tourniquet on it, and they continue fighting, and they make it home, okay? So I explain to the class, how I explain in class is, even if you get an artery severed, right, you got maybe 1 to 3 minutes. So for you, that means keep fighting. And for the bad guy, that means keep shooting until he's no longer a threat. So when you consider that cylinder capacity, 5 shots sucks. And then reloading one of those is more difficult than a pistol. And people will be like, oh, well, she's not that smart. We should probably give her a revolver. Really? She's not that smart to take a magazine, put it inside a pistol, and rack the slide? Yes, she is. She is smart enough to do that. I promise.
Yeah.
And she'll get really good with training. I think,
Well, the other reason people recommend the revolvers all the time is due to hand strength.
Yeah.
And like...
Let me hit on something real quick.
Okay.
She's going to show you how to rack the slide properly, but with hand strength too. Because this is another thing. In our last video where we talked about who to take advice from, I talked about a customer returning a double action pistol. It was a semi-auto, but it was a double action. They worked with a jackass salesman who doesn't even carry a gun. Again, don't trust gun stores. Bad place to get information from. But I've seen it many times where ladies, young and old, are not able to press the trigger on a revolver because most of them are double single action or double action only. Very, very seldomly will we see a single action only revolver. But what double action means is that as soon as you're touching that trigger, you have to start pressing. There's no slack like on a semi-auto. You have to, as soon as you're touching it, you have to start pressing, and that weight is much heavier. So you have to actually be stronger just to work the trigger. And what happens is as you press the trigger, that hammer starts to cock itself back, and as soon as it gets all the way back, then it goes forward and shoots. So you have a harder trigger press, a longer trigger press, which is not good. It makes you less accurate, and it takes longer. And then also, seen it many times, again, ladies young and old, they're not even able to press the trigger on the revolver because it's too heavy. And older gentleman and his wife, and he had gotten her a revolver, and she was like, well, you show me how to work mine. I'm like, yeah, you don't want that, but okay. She wasn't able to press the trigger. Then you'll tell me, oh, okay, but it has single action, which is where you cock the hammer back on the revolver, and then you have a much lighter, nicer trigger press. It feels really good to shoot it. Thing is, if someone's trying to shoot you, stab you, abduct you, take your purse, beat the shit out of you, rape you, whatever, you're not going to be thinking about cocking into single action every time. And at this distance, if I'm beating the shit out of her, she's definitely not going to be doing that. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
Baby, why don't you show them how to rack the slide real quick?
Okay. Before I show them how to rack the slide, though, one other thing I hear from ladies is that they have trouble loading their magazines. This thing, I love this loader. Makes my life 10 times easier, goes way faster. I'm able to load the magazines with my fingers, but this saves me a lot of time and saves Andrew's ears a lot of me complaining.
Wow, it hurts my fingers. Alright, how do you load a magazine real quick? You have the magazine in one hand, you can put it on the table, makes you stronger. You put this bullet right here, this round rather, right here, not all the way back, right here in the middle. Press your thumb down on it, press it down, then you can slide it back, okay? And just do the same thing like that. Can't get the loader. What are these called, like Upala or Magula loaders or whatever? I don't know. I'll put a link for it in the description. This, again, would be on a table. You put this over the magazine, okay? Then you squeeze it in, and then it goes like that. And you got that little metal tab. That's going to, it look like that. Get that metal tab, and then you would press it down. Again, this would be on a table. And then slide that round on top. Let go. Come on. This is not on a table, so it's not working well.
Yeah, it's hard to do not.
Wow. God damn it. And I suck with it too because I never use the damn thing.
Yeah.
Did I lock it in place? What the fuck happened? Oh yeah, I did. I didn't know it locked in place. Okay. So apparently that thing locks in place. Bear with me, guys. Alright, so again, squeeze in, press it down, and you slide it around on there, and then you let go, and then you can just keep doing the same thing. Okay, see? Yeah, I didn't know that thing locked in place. But yeah, that makes life a lot easier. Alright, baby, you want to show me how to rack the slide?
Fast and easy.
So lots of times, that's an issue, and also, ladies won't be able to rack a slide. That's why like the Shield Easy came out. That thing's a piece of shit. Don't get don't get guns that are designed to be easy to rack. Get guns that are meant for gunfighting.
Yeah, and learn the technique because, and also, it's hard sometimes until you do it. Like, for example, when I first started learning, I had such a hard time getting the slide to lock back. Like, literally, such a hard time. Like, I was getting mad at him and everything. But then after I got it a couple times, it's like I couldn't not get it.
And that's kind of a don't train your wife thing, like James Yeager always said. Right, just send her to a competent instructor. Don't ask your husband or your brother or your dad to teach you. Like, just go to an instructor. It's an easier dynamic.
Yeah,
and you'll actually listen to what they say.
Yeah. Well, anyway, when it comes to racking the slide, I want to make sure they can see this because we have a black background. So you want your elbow tucked in close to you. You don't want the gun out here. You're not going to be strong right here. And also, someone can take it from you.
Yep.
So anyway, you want your elbow right here. You want your ejection port down. You want it pointed down so that anything that needs to fall out can just fall right out. So then you're going to put your palm on the back of it right there and your fingers on the front of it. You're going to make sure that pinky isn't blocking the ejection port. And you're just gonna rack it until you hit your shoulder. And as you rack it, you're gonna reach the end and you do not wanna move back with that gun. That's how you cause a malfunction and get yourself killed in a gunfight. And that sucks. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and that's a common thing is people will like, they treat their guns very nice, like they're afraid to scratch it. Like, here, check this out. Check this out. Look how nasty and scuffed up my gun is. I don't know if you can tell with the lighting, but yeah, mine's pretty scratched up, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay. You
want to be violent with your gun. This is a tool. I don't treat my hammer like it's a baby. Like,
it's not a painting.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
It's a tool.
Anyway, so if that method doesn't work, something else you can do is as you go to rack this slide, you can punch up with your right arm so that you're getting a little bit more strength in there. So you can go like that. And if even that doesn't work, don't flag anyone, but you can point it down and then push down with that right arm and pull up with that left.
Make sure,
back into you.
Make sure you do that. It's like high up on your chest, okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't do this because
I never do this because this is fine for me.
Yeah, I never let her do it. I just explained to her before the video.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, if it's right here, you're strong. Again, doing stuff out here is fatiguing and hard, okay? Yeah. And when people tell you to do a reload out here, like, that's competition bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's range bullshit. No. Weapon up.
Yep.
I have a whole video about that.
So you can go like, I'm trying to make it so they can see me. You can go like that.
Yeah. Basically, you're gonna be stronger here because you're even tighter to your body.
And those two opposing forces makes a big difference.
Yeah. So, one arm punching, one arm pulling.
But yeah, you want to be as violent as possible with your gun. This is a tool. This is a hammer. Like, doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. I love doing that because I remember when you first did it to me, I was like, oh.
I love you. So, one thing with that too is like, now, the shield, right? And we're going to have a video on guns we recommend. There's been very few, like, working with new shooters, brand new people, you know, every day in the gun store. Very few times were they not able to rack this and had to move them to something easier. I never had to move them to that stupid shield easy, okay? But this one is a little bit harder to rack. It's harder to rack than a Glock 19, okay? But if I move them to the Glock 43 or 43X or 48, they were able to rack it. Again, get a 9mm, okay? Don't get a stupid caliber, and I'm not a caliber guy, okay? 9mm is the most common. You will always find it. They will always be making it. Even right now, when it's impossible to find, you can still find it.
Yeah.
Here's another test you can do. Is empty gun, how you verify that, would be lock the slide to the rear. Look for an empty chamber, look in the mag well, and then look in the chamber again. Just be safe, alright? Send the slide home. Make sure the gun's empty. Make sure your magazine is empty. With the magazine empty on a semi-auto, the follower will push up on the slide lock lever, now slide release, slide lock, and when you rack it, it should stay open So why don't you show them? You show them
Okay.
before I take over your video again.
So, how you're able to tell that you can rack it is you just put that mag in there and you rack it and it'll stay, the slide will stay locked back.
Yep.
And then that's how you know you did it.
Yeah. So if the slide stays locked back, you know you're pulling it back all the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then that's the thing I always do with people, so that they're like, I don't know if I'm doing it right, and they're freaking out about overthinking it. I'm like, here, let's put the empty mag in. Now rack it hard. If it stays open, you're good. And then it doesn't. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So, anything else you want to hit on, baby?
No, I think that was awesome.
All right, cool.
We really drove home the point.
Yeah.
No more revolvers.
Yeah, don't get revolvers. And lasers too. No, you don't need a goddamn laser. You need to learn how to use the sights. Watch our fundamentals playlist. Watch those. It's so screwed up that my video about my AK is more views than my fundamentals playlist.
Yeah.
That shit's important. Watch the firearm safety video and the fundamentals playlist. It will get you years ahead.
Yeah.
Years ahead before you even come to a class.
Yeah.
Just watch that. You'll be better. Lasers are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's some things you need it for. That's another video. But no,
Yeah, I was
you
about
don't
to
need
be
a
like,
goddamn laser.
let's not get into this too.
I think
Anyway,
next,
training is the most important thing.
Yeah, I
training
think
is the most
next
important.
video, let's do one on what guns they actually should buy.
Yeah.
And the ones not.
I just was fired up.
I love ranting, baby.
Yeah.
You look so damn good in that dress.
I love you.
I'm gonna have to shut this camera off. I love you.
All right, like and subscribe, and keep fighting communism, okay?
Keep fighting communism. Buy our slings. Take our classes.